welcome back to the Olga S Show. I'm your host, Olga. How you doing? Hey, so hi everyone. It's been a hot second, huh? Oh man, just a lot going on in my life. A lot of pain, in fact. So haven't been able to perform. Plus I have to work, The boob tube ain't paying me. But guys, give me a second because I was just checking that I'm live. If you don't know, I am live also on Rumble. Find me on Rumble. Join me there. Follow me there on Rumble at Olga S. Pérez. And, okay, now I see I'm live. Okay, it didn't look like I was live. And I'm like, what's going on? What happened? So, we're just going to talk about a lot of stuff. Whatever comes up, whatever you guys want to talk about, make sure to leave me a comment. Your comments are my fuel. I do read them and I will respond. And if you like this content and you want to see more of it, you smash that like button, baby. Smash that like button. Help the algorithm, you know what I mean? Because it's clearly, I get like hardly any views, especially, I guess, when I'm not doing just specifically reaction videos to music videos. And, I'm going to need your support in order to do more music video reactions. You got to show me some love, baby. Donations, you take top of the line. That's how I'm going to be functioning from now on out. It's like, okay, I got a donation for this request, doing it. It's got to be that way because I got no other incentive. I mean, besides the fact that being here live, connecting with you, holding this community together, keeping it going, in the hopes, the mission to attract as many people as possible to want real, live, raw reactions to everything. Politics. Okay, well, I'm not going to say any more. All I have to do is let me start with the intro before we get the party started. Hi, I'm Olga S. Pérez, coming at you live, unleashing the power of perspective, one reaction at a time. I've been a life strategist for over 20 years, and I'm here to share my insights on trending topics, current news, and music videos that we all want to talk about with love and humor. With love and humor, baby. Love and humor. And I thank you. And by the way, so I also have a link, just like the Q code up there. That will show me on a different, but I will screen share any donations and super chats that come through that link because they only take like 3%, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love the YouTube super chat. Do as you will, as you want, whatever your preference is, but they take like 30%. Or actually, I think it's even 40%. Somewhere around there. Crazy. But I understand for a lot of people that are already using the super chat options on other people's channels and whatnot. Do whatever you want to do. I love it. I mean, it's all about being engaged, and it's just another way of showing your love and support. But of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I do get a lot of views on my reaction videos, but it doesn't necessarily, some people do become subscribers after they've found one of my reaction videos, but not all. In fact, most of the views are not turning into subscriptions. Well, that could be because they don't like my content. That's cool. I get it. You shouldn't stick, But I think that especially in the arena of content creators that specifically make reaction videos, a lot of people come here to this channel expecting that same kind of format where no, because I'm live. This is not edited, So yeah, when you're like, oh, it took more than 2 minutes for you to get to the reaction. I keep saying it. First of all, the timestamps will be provided later on after the live stream ends. And of course, feel free to put your own, if you want to post the timestamp yourself, that's awesome too. Of course, the more interactive, the better. I love it. So a lot's happened, right? Like, so I'm going to be talking about Diddy. I'm going to talk about Kid Rock. Talk about Dr. Phil. And then some. Talk about the eclipse that's crossing America. The first one that happened in 2017, and now we're having one coming in April. that literally crosses over the 2017 one. And maybe some of you already know, but it's actually going and hitting this town, the name of a town that is in more than one location in the US. And it's right on that cross. Crazy. Coincidence? Not. Whether you believe in the Bible or not, because I know the Bible's been edited and messed with, but you know what? That doesn't mean that there's not some truth there or prophecies in there that have already happened, and I'm sure more are coming. Now, I just remembered. I'm sorry, I just got distracted because I just remembered that today when I was logging in, I was, setting up this live stream here today. I was shocked that guess what? I know I'm looking because I'm like, wait, where's my stuff? Okay. I hit 8,000. Wow. How awesome is that? Yeah, baby. Yeah. Celebrating. Oh, yeah. Yay. 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 I'm very thankful for all of you. Shout out to all my Locals members. If you haven't become a Locals member, that's the best way to support me and to keep in touch with me. And I'm totally uncensored over there. And shout out to, Rocco. Shout out to the Rational Texan. Shout out to Matt McHale. Oh my God. I should have, you know what? Matter of fact, I want to make sure I shout out to everyone and help me get more subscribers. Members. It's a coffee a month. Come on. You wouldn't want to buy me a coffee? I'd buy you a coffee. But see, I'm here. That's my coffee to you. Have your coffee with me live. So, yeah. Let me see. I really do want to, for all my active supporters. Yeah. Shout out to Mission Probable, Drew Chapman, Pure Blood, Guy Locke. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Tippy Toe Teresa, Smoky Knight, Carrie Lewis. And I already mentioned the Rational Texan and Rocco. And you guys are the best. And much love. Yeah, I want to make it more where I am shouting you out. Not to put you on the spotlight, like if you're like a little shy or you're like, I don't know, a little more privacy or, it's just that you deserve it. And I want you to know that you're always on my mind. And I never take any of you for granted. So please join the community because I'm going to give you nothing but love. And I'm going to react uncensored over there with much love and much humor. And maybe some rants in there. Who's with me already? Let's see. Rocco, welcome. Great to see you. Billy Joe, hello. Great to see you. How you guys doing? How's the weather where you're at? What's the most important thing if you've seen on the news that really makes a difference? I'll tell you what, I don't want to start out with something negative, but since I did mention the eclipse, I'm going to start with the eclipse. And this little video this guy made that I thought was pretty neat that I saw on Twitter. Of course, I don't think I said it completely before, but I am live on Rumble, on X, and here on the Boop Tube. So also follow me on Twitter. We're getting it started over there, but I'm not really noticed yet because I guess I don't post. I don't interact as much as everyone else. I do, but I'm like a one-word kind of person. Or if I watch or I read a post and I like it or I agree with it, I'm like truth or exactly. You know what I mean? I go one word. I don't really get into like the fighting that sometimes happens over there, but I think it's gotten much better though because I'm definitely enjoying it. Where before I didn't even care about Twitter, also known as X. So let me screen share because one of the things I'm going to share is not very positive, but the reason why I'm going to share it is because to me this, of all the things that happen in the news, right? Like Rothschild who just passed, gone. And everyone's like, yay, they're celebrating. It's like, is there going to make a difference that he's gone? Honestly, no, I don't think so. I haven't seen it yet, but no, Now, I think we're just getting the party started with all these exposés like P. Diddy. Like, I'm loving the fact that celebrities are finally people that have been idolizing them. That this is finally some proof that they're the opposite. That we should ignore them so they disappear. And we already know that Hollywood's been dying, pretty much dead. I'm very happy for that. Because again, I really didn't particularly care for their political stance or their advice in the past and using their influence to sell shit, because they're all sellouts, fake actors, hello. But once the whole 2020 hit and they really grounded it, like take the jab or this and try to embarrass you, humiliate you, you know? No. They went too far. And I don't understand how people are still watching their movies. Like, why? How could you do that? Like, how can you actually watch that person and pretend that, oh, well, they're just acting, you know? They don't give a shit about you. Has any actor sent anybody any money? Have they all pulled together all their money and just shared it to the whole country or even all over the world for people that have been truly, truly devastated? I'm one of those people. But I'm not saying it because I was extremely impacted on a negative sense. Not me personally and my soul and my sense of humor or my vibration. But yeah, as somebody who's self-employed, it definitely changed everything. And I don't want to go back to the way it was. And that's the other reason why I'm here on YouTube or just live streaming in general. So this is a new path for me, and I hope you stick around for it. Now, let's see. I know. I'm going all over the place. Hey, I haven't been on here for about a week or so, right? So I feel like getting back on that bicycle after not being on that bicycle for years, you know, as you can see. But okay, all right. Well, I hope as long as, you know, if just seeing me puts a smile on your face, that's awesome. You know, that's all I could really ask for. That my presence has a positive effect. Okay, so here is about the eclipse. Let me see if you guys can see it. Okay, all right. Hopefully the audio will be good. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay, that's too big. Let's play this.
You want to have your mind blown real quick? If so, stay and listen to this. We're going to read out of Matthew chapter 12, verse 39. It says, "Only an evil and adulterous generation would demand a miraculous sign, but the only sign I will give them is the sign of the prophet Jonah." Watch this. Well, what's the sign of Jonah, you may ask? Well, Jonah was supposed to go warn the city of Nineveh about the coming judgment, but he didn't. He rebelled against God, and he got swallowed by a fish, was in the belly of the fish for 3 days. But then God spat him out of the fish, and he was like, "Oh, okay, I'll go do it, Lord." Then he went to the town of Nineveh and was like, "Hey, yo, you about to be under judgment if you don't repent." But even the king and all the people threw him burlap, and they repented in sorrow, and God did not put them under judgment. And we all know how this generation is evil and adulterous by far. If you have common sense and rational thinking, everyone's always like, "I need proof. Prove to me we're in the end times." Open your eyeballs, dude. But anyways, what I'm getting at, this right here is the 2017 solar eclipse. This right here is the 2024 solar eclipse. That's the path it's going to be making. It's going to be making an X over the United States. 2017 was 7 years ago, and the next one is 7 years later, which is going to be here in a month. And we all know how the number 7 always pops up in the Bible. But it just so happens that the 2024 one is going to be going through some towns named Nineveh. Nineveh, Texas, Nineveh, Missouri, Nineveh, Indiana, Nineveh, Ohio, Nineveh, Pennsylvania, Nineveh, Virginia, Nineveh, New York, and Nineveh, Nova Scotia. Also, this number X is the Tav in the Hebrew alphabet. Jesus said, "I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last." The first letter in the Hebrew alphabet is the Aleph. The last one is the Tav. Aleph and Tav. I'm the Aleph and Tav, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. This is the modern day Tav, and this is the Paleo Hebrew Tav. This is the old Tav, the original Tav. Just so happens to be an X. An X. An X. 8 towns named Nineveh. Only an evil and adulterous generation would demand a miraculous sign, but the only sign I will give them is the sign of the prophet Jonah. Luke chapter 21 verse 25 says, and there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars, and here on the earth the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and strange tides. We all know how there's been flooding, natural disasters. Obviously we're in turmoil. Groceries are out the roof, sky high, gas prices going through the roof, there's wars, everyone's fighting, everything's corrupt. Bro, wake up, wake up. Yes, we're in the end times. Yes, you might think of yourself not special. Oh, why would God pick me to be in the end times? There's no way we're in the end times. Yes, we're in the end times, okay? We are in the end times. You were born in this generation at this very moment for a reason. Nothing is an accident. Everything is planned by God. Everything is perfectly laid out. Nothing's an accident. There's no such thing as luck or coincidences. You need to wake up, take your head out of the sand, face facts. Yes, we're in the end times. I don't care what you say. You better give your life to Jesus. Deuces.
The reason why I'm laughing is because it's like, okay, that's not me promoting the Bible, the Jesus, religion, or anything like that. It's just because, you know, if you know me, I'm into astrology. And I look at the stars and I watch every sign everywhere. The birds talk to me. Everything talks to me. I see signs everywhere. And synchronicities, oh, I can't even keep up how many happen every day, several times a day. It's just nuts. And there's no explanation for it, at least scientifically. Of course, they just want to take everything away. The fact that something created us. We did not evolve from a tadpole and blah, blah, blah. I know this instinctually. I feel it loud and clear. I remember being a kid in school and learning the so-called evolution, and where man came from and Darwinism, all that stuff. And I remember thinking, this don't make no sense. Now, I was just apparently the type of kid that just questioned everything. But then why? Because whenever something came to me, any type of information, and I felt that that was the truth, I didn't question it. But when it felt not right, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think you have to be smart to just not believe everything that somebody tells you and that you just question it. And I guess I never grew out of it, which was a good thing because I've been able to help a lot of people get through a lot of shit. I was just talking to a friend the other day who's been having problems sleeping, and I, just in normal conversation, and I was like, well, you're not asking me, but here's what I think you should do based on like what you are naturally, what you love to do. Like this person in particular loves water. And I'm like, instead of using the white noise machine, why aren't you listening to like water to go to sleep? That's very much like you. It's very much in your energy field. I know. I'm not trying to get too new agey or, just, bear with me. So they were like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Matter of fact, I think my white noise thing actually has a setting where I can put it to water. And they did. And they were like, oh my God, yeah, right. I'm like, wouldn't that be nice to sleep with that? Instead of just trying to make noise, because some people can't sleep well in stillness and total quiet and total darkness. I mean, we're all different. But I just know that we need to feel more. And it's funny, every time I read an article or watch a video, anything to do with energy, how many times have I said it? And I'll continue to say that we are energy. But when people say that, when you say that to someone, or you say it in a group, in an audience, I've done it all. And, no one refuses it. Nobody denies it, but they're not really getting it. That your energy. So anything you do and everything you eat affects your energy. Your thoughts affect your energy. So like, for example, this individual where they're like, oh, I think I want to get a prescription. I'm like, well, there's always secondary effects. And then maybe with time, it loses its potency or effectiveness. And then you have to up the dosage and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not giving you guys medical advice either. Okay. This is for all entertainment purposes only. But I'm like, and then that ultimately the synthetic drugs and whatnot, it's not good for you. No doctor can say it's good for you, even if they're telling you, oh, it's fine. You'll be fine. they can't really say it's good for you and that it will heal you and it will change your problem. And from now on, you're going to sleep great. Now, so it just takes a habit, like brushing your teeth before you go to bed. Well, imagine if some people pray when they go to bed. Some people meditate, right? So, and a lot of people think meditation is so far-fetched, but the reason why I shared that Eclipse video, again, going back to that point, not to push Jesus, religion, or anything. It's just food for thought. And just pay attention and see what happens in April. That takes me to this clip. Give me 1 second. Where is it? 1 second. Sometimes I save stuff, and then when I refresh the page, I'm like, where is it? I'm also going to talk about a little bit. I'm going to listen to Tom MacDonald did a live yesterday, and he said on his live, he goes, "I'm live and I'm ranting." I was like, oh, and I figured it had to do with the last video he did. And I'm not going to react to videos, like I said, unless people are donating, supporting me, and making it worth it. Like, hey, we care. Here you go. Like, we got no problem giving you a tip. You know what I mean? You get me. And I love you for that. So here is this, and this is how I'm tying it in with the eclipse. And I'm going to explain after we watch this little clip. I'm going to read it to you. So I don't know who this person is. It just popped up in my feed. This is why our borders are wide open. Shut it down. Because that was one of the things that was trending on X, which shut it down. Another thing that was trending was We the People, which is why I just named the live stream today We the People. But I'll update the description, subject line later after this live. But let's watch this for a second. Oh. Where is it? Yeah, see, I don't have it today.
Stream of immigration. Non-stop. An unrelenting stream of immigration. Non-stop. Non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
Hold on. I can't see myself. Okay, guys. I'm gonna play the rest. But just hear that out. For the first time, like, it's exciting that, whites are gonna be the minority. Here's a problem I'm having with that. Who said? Who really, I'm mixed. I'm part Hispanic or Spanish, Latino. I mean, if we really want to get technical with the wording, I am of Hispanic descent, Latino. People just use all these words, but we get what they mean, even if it's not the correct, correct word to describe a certain group of people. Or the ethnicity, the culture, whatever. My point is, who said, regardless of all this talk like, oh, white male, toxic males, and then white, no. I've never met a Hispanic, Black, Asian, whoever. My group of friends is completely eclectic from all over the world, all colors, all races. And I don't mean people that I'm acquainted with. I'm talking people that I'm very close to, okay? And they're all from all over the world. Different sexes, different ages. It's a fact. Because I personally need that diversity. I can't be in just a same one town with one type of people, no matter what the color is, okay? It's boring. Okay, if I was in a town where the only food they ever sold was Italian food, I get sick of it. Like, I like difference, the spice of life, okay? Different spices. I cook all kinds of things. I cook Chinese food, literally from like Szechuan to Cantonese. You know, I go to another country, Thailand, India, and I go from South India to North India. Like, I'm all over it. Can't get enough of it. So why would we want the minority to be white or any color? Like I said, of all my friends and all the groups that I've associated myself with and I've met all over the world in all of my years, and I've lived many moons, thank God, no one ever said that they didn't like the environment, that if the majority of the Americans were white. Because wait, why are they all coming in here now? Why are they all trying to come through the border? From China, from Africa, from South America? Why are they coming here? Clearly, whoever built this country, whatever race that was, did a pretty good job. So why would we want to change that? I mean, that's just common sense. Take out the race. But let's go back to the video. So I'm not sharing this video to install fear that, oh my God, we're being taken over. No. Another piece of news I saw, Venezuela. When they're deporting them back to Venezuela, Venezuela saying, no, we don't want them here. Most of them being prisoners. Criminals. You know what I'm saying?
When I was in office, the numbers were annually about 400,000 a year. We're now getting that in a matter of 6 to 8 weeks.
I'm not sharing this because everybody else has already been sharing that, right? That they're all military age men and military age. Criminals, you name it. And they're getting free food, free room and board, where the rest of us, tax-paying, legal citizens, that have been holding the fort here for years and years and years and years, we get nothing. You've already heard this. You've heard it from several content creators. All over the place, all the time. I hear it, you hear it. Anything comes on the news, they're all chirping the same. See, this is not what I'm doing here. Me sharing this is not to talk and reiterate the same message. It's the fact that I want people to go, okay, instead of just repeating the same message, there's more coming through the border than ever. They're all military age and they're men. And then Biden going, yeah, for the first time, whites are going to be the minority. All that goes out the window. Like, completely ignore it. It's a group of people. This is why I can't get into politics. And I know more and more of you are waking up to there is no side. I just heard today about Ron Paul making some backdoor agreement with Romney to not go after Romney. That guy who people think, oh, he speaks some truth. He's got some logic. So all of them are sold out because they all think that they will not be affected by this. Yeah, they think they're in the group. They're in the club. We're not, but we're the majority. We are the majority. We, the people, are the majority. But we all know that. You've heard people say that before. You've probably said it too. But what's the difference? All we got to do is stop paying attention to the news. Stop even talking about it. If every influencer out there ignored every celebrity, never mentioned anybody, and if we all go, you know what? Well, how do we get these people to stop the hemorrhage at the border? If not us. Are you feeling me? Okay. All right. I don't want to burden you with too much of a big thought, but the truth is, wherever tension goes, energy flows. Look at the boycott with Bud Light. Oh, speaking of which, I'll get to Kid Rock in a second because this one guy said something that I was like, oh, now that's something I want to talk about because it's not the same old talking point that, yes, obviously Kid Rock sold himself and he's on Joe Rogan saying it and Joe Rogan's with him. And again, is anybody still watching him? I mean, come on. Are they paying your bills? Are they helping you pay for your bills? Let's get real, people.
It's so obvious. Who wants to have open borders where jails and prisons of other countries are being busloaded into buses and trains and being sent into our country?
Releasing criminals into the streets.
They're releasing prisoners. They're releasing murderers, rapists, drug dealers into our country. And you say, who would do that? And they know it's happening and they just let it happen.
We're already seeing climate refugees around the world. If you think migration has been a problem in Europe from the Syrian war, or even from what we see now, wait till you see 100 million people for whom the entire food production capacity has collapsed.
Sir, why do you think that this administration has allowed virtually an open border?
I believe that they're trying to change the demographics of the electorate. That's what I believe that they're doing. They know they want to stay in power, and the only way to stay in power is to continue to get elected. They can't get elected on their policies because their policies are bad.
See what I'm saying? It's always politics. Now, here's my take. Do you think, does Romney, or did Romney, or any politician for that, do they really lose any money? Like, what is the real reason why they really want to still be relevant, still be out there? They've already have all the money. They already have all the, backdoor deals with the stock exchange, and they have money. They can totally stop the race. They can totally get out of politics, stay at home. They got the money. That's the level of evil that it is. It's not even for the money. They've already got the money. So now they're doing it just for that ego, that lifeline to your energy, our vibration. You feel me? So let's keep doing it because, again, most content that's being viewed, besides kids and younger people that like watching like streamers that do video games, all right, that's the main thing on YouTube. But even places like Rumble and just obviously, even on the WoobTube, politics, news, left, right, black, white. Meaning the duality. We know the NFL's rigged. It even is a company NFL is actually an entertainment company. College is real playing, but not NFL. Like college games. So like everything's a fucking lie. Everything. Everything is an act, theater. Every congressional hearing, everything that they show up, including all the, where did I put it? I made a list and I didn't even finish it. I just got started. I've been mentioning this before. All right, you know what? My point is, I just paused that part of the video because it's just so important that, so what? What? Like, we're just talking here. We're just talking over and over again. Okay, Captain Obvious. Now what? How about we stop? Okay, point made, said and made. Now what? Let's look at the borders. Let's go in our townships, in our cities, and go to the places like a lot of journalists are doing, thank God. Praise to all those real journalists that are going on foot, knocking doors, asking questions, and they get shushed away. It's not about, why is the government paying these people, not you? Because the government doesn't have any money. It's all fake. The whole thing is fake. Can we talk about how fake everything is? No, especially if people are getting paid to create content and the views get them paid. You get that? So whoever you're watching, which I'll get into in a second, you got to give me a good explanation for this. If you tell me that it's changed and improved your life, I want to hear it.
And all while they're coming across, we've got groups out in the desert running the drugs, running the child trafficking, sex trafficking, all of that being aided and abetted. Venezuela, Cuba, Colombia, all day. Hundreds. Every one of them putting money in the cartel's pockets, and the NGOs in America who are aiding and abetting the invasion of this country in their pockets, and the Democrat open border leftists that are inviting this into our country.
Secretary Mayorkas, for the record, are you aware, have you authorized CBP agents to release illegal aliens into America without identifying, screening, or vetting them properly, or harvesting even basic biometric data like fingerprints?
Congressman, our nation's sovereignty stands strong, and our brave men and women in the Border Patrol and throughout U.S. Customs.
Are you aware, have you authorized CBP agents to release illegal aliens into America without having properly vetted, identified them, or collected at least basic biometric data like fingerprints?
Congressman,
I mean, you got millions coming across.
Congressman, our
gentleman from Ms. Higgins, allow the secretary to answer.
It's my time, Mr. Chairman. If I want to reclaim my time, I will. I'm going to move on without an answer. Mr. Chairman, are you asking for me to yield you time?
No, I'm the chair.
Then I'm going to reclaim my time.
Look, we don't.
Moving on, Secretary Mayorkas.
The gentleman from.
Are you interrupting my time, Mr. Chairman? Or are you requesting me to use your time?
I'm trying to make sure that we conduct.
You're interfering with my 5 minutes, Mr. Chairman.
Well, then the gentleman will.
If you request me to yield you time, I'll give you time.
No, but that's not the procedure.
But that is the procedure.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
So,
of course it is.
Look,
I reclaim my time, and I want this time back. Secretary.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Okay. You feel me? So I'm just saying, maybe I'm not even saying anything. Maybe I'm just saying that anyone thinking about this, like, how am I going to continue to have this conversation with anybody, my own friends? So we all sit around, we talk about the border, and, oh, yeah, that's messed up. But anyway, they're thinking about their own stuff. Like my friend going, I can't sleep. Another one, hey, I got a sick parent that I got to take care of, Real life. Meanwhile, shit's going to creep up. But it's funny how we're the frog in the pot that literally, no matter how much we pay, no matter how much food costs, gas, everything, we just keep doing it. They've got us that trained? Just more? I've said it before. I'll say it again. And history does repeat itself. And it's only when people start starving. Wow, that little eclipse comment. Let me remember what I say to you. And like Dr. Phil was trending. So I'm like, okay, why is he trending? So I see this. Apparently he was on The View, and so some of those things. So let's check this out. So here's an example of what I've just been talking about. So Dr. Phil's exactly right. Okay, so and what? Honestly, can anybody not see? So we got people in charge. Okay, so let me play this little 25 seconds. And don't you think that he's just saying shit because he's losing viewers and he wants to be relevant?
The problem is we got people in charge of solving problems that don't really want to solve them.
Oh, really? Okay. See, this is insulting my intelligence, but yet everyone's freaking out, meaning like, oh, this is awesome. And it's trending on Twitter. Do you see what I'm saying? Get off the treadmill.
job depends on having.
When we ignore him, he'll be gone. And if he really means what he says, he'll do something to get the attention. Come on. You feel me?
That problem. They need that problem to justify their existence. They need that problem.
Who doesn't know it? But I get it. You got to repeat things for certain people that didn't get it yet. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it's like we're all in a boat and we're all going right to that edge of the waterfall, okay, to our death. And we're just sitting there, bitching, complaining, but we're still going towards that point and we're going down. Now, again, no fear. I'm happy. I'm cool. I got no fear. I don't fear death. I know what reality is, and it's not theater.
To maintain this huge bureaucracy, to maintain this big budget, this big agency, they need that problem to exist. I think we've got people in charge of solving problems that are not problem solvers.
Oh, you think?
The problem is...
Oh, you think? Hold on. So Dr. Phil says cancel culture reminds him of George Orwell's Antifa. I mean, he's just now joining
this
the
cancel
bandwagon
culture,
because he realizes that his shit is over. Does he really need the money? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to feel like, why don't you let somebody else take the baton there, Dr. Phil? Just saying. Boy, I could say so much about this guy. I don't like him. I used to like him for a hot second when he kind of used to show up on Oprah's show. It was like refreshing, a different perspective, this and that and that. But then it was like, it's, again, all show. And he's done things that, no, he sucks. All that trying to put people, to be accountable and all the things that we ever liked Dr. Phil for back in the day. Once he got that show, it was cooked downhill.
Should be a council culture. If you catch somebody with the wrong words in their mouth, if you catch somebody that is run afoul of some rule or some guideline or something, this cancel culture is on them like a pack of dogs. Mm-hmm. And you find some tweet or some post that somebody did years ago, and maybe they're up for a job now, a promotion now, or if they're in entertainment, they're gonna
all right
host something or get a big part in a movie or whatever. But it's not just entertainment people; it's everybody. HR departments go back and find.
I mean, can you not feel the fact that this guy? I feel like he even talks slow. Like maybe you should retire. Like, look at him. Oh my God. Then, okay. The other one was like, as you can see, and these are all the posts that he was trending. Some of them, like, this is from February 24th. But obviously some of them were like hours ago. But here's the one with Dr. I think this is the one from the
border guards down there.
They had a union. 2020, right?
Border guards down there. They had a union. I asked him straight up, kids are coming over the border with numbers written on them, phone numbers and addresses. Mm-hmm. Do we check those out? He said, well, we call them. Is it possible that we're sending them into known prostitution rings or sweatshops? He said, it's not possible. It is absolute. We are using American tax dollars to ship children into known prostitution and sweatshops.
Some children.
Well, who knows?
Okay.
We don't know. I said, are you...
So what kind of checking do they do? So
They call the number and say, do you know about this child? They say, yes. Will you receive them when they come? Yes. I said, is it possible that that's a prostitution ring? He said, we know enough to know that in a number of cases, it has turned out to be absolute sex ring. It has turned out to be an absolute sweatshop.
Now, nobody's surprised that these women on The View are complete morons, literally degenerate, gross, that honestly, as a woman, oh my God, are they giving us a bad name? Oof. Don't. No. God. But you know what? I just think they're literally shells of humans. I'm not kidding you. And that's being nice. I'm being nice. Now, Wait, I want to hear the part where
And the same agencies that knew that are the agencies that shut down the schools for 2 years.
That one right here.
Who does that? Who takes away the support system for these children? Who takes them
Where were you when this shit was happening, Phil?
away and shuts it down? And by the way, when they shut it down, they stopped the mandated reporters from being able to see children that were being abused.
Oh, by the way,
Abused and sexually molested, and in fact sent them home and abandoned them to their abusers.
Oh, look at you. Now what? You're the hero now, Dr. Phil?
With no way to watch, and referrals dropped 50 to 60%. So
there was also a pandemic going on. They were trying to save kids' lives.
Remember, we know a lot.
This one. Watch her facial expressions, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Folks who died during this, so it
Look how
wasn't
fake.
people weren't
Again,
letting.
she's an actress. Let's not forget that. And look at her face. Hold on, I gotta do this again. This was the highlight of my morning when I saw this.
During this, so it wasn't people
See
weren't
her
letting.
eyes go this way and that way, like, I just gotta open my mouth. I don't know if it's because her earpiece is telling her that. You know what I mean? She's a little confused. But I also believe that she's soulless. And she's literally thriving on being a horrible human. I'm not kidding you. Don't come after me if you're a Whoopi fan. Whoopi my ass. Okay? Watch.
Around even bond, but well, you know what? We're lucky. Maybe we're lucky they didn't, because we kept them out of the places that they could.
We kept them out of the. Because of course she's like, no, we did the right thing. There was the reason for what we did.
The places that they could be sick, because no one wanted to believe we had an issue.
Are you saying no school children died?
Are you looking at her eyes? Let me make this bigger. I really want to make sure you understand. I don't care what comes out of her mouth as much as that face and the eyeballs. It's perfect. The truth is right there.
Because we kept them out of the places that they could be sick, because no one wanted to believe we had an issue.
Are you saying no school children died of COVID?
I'm saying it was the safest group. They were the less vulnerable group, and they suffered and will suffer more from the mismanagement of COVID than they will from the exposure to COVID. And that's not.
And how many doctors were saying that during the time? Oh, shut them down.
Not an opinion, that's a fact. And the same.
But it's funny how everyone's like, oh, Dr. Phil, he's telling those women on The View. Like this, right? Justin, The View host, stunned after Dr. Phil says, crotch 19 lockdowns were pointless for children, and the damage they caused are way worse than crotch 19 itself. Okay. So he was trending because of this. Again, if you look at the dates, I'm just saying, if it's trending today, I specifically wanted to watch, okay, why is he trending today? Is it just because he's been trending for the last couple days? But some of them were pretty recent. Oh, yeah, that's right, because I was in the news a while back, a couple days too, right? Where he went to the border. Okay. Well, just like Elon went to the border. So everybody goes to the border, and what? They get their badge? They get their badge of honor? Let me guess. Next thing you know, they're going to have the Nobel Prize. For what? For what? Come on. We're giving out Nobel Prizes for the peacemakers of what? Oh, yo. And I know we all know it's all bullshit, but the thing is, we got to ignore them. If we can't get rid of them, ignore them. Believe me, they'll go away. It really is that simple. You don't water a garden, the plants will die. You don't give it sunshine, energy, it will die. Maybe a lot of funguses will come up from it, but hey, who said a fungus ain't good for you? Mushrooms. Okay. And like I was saying earlier, like again, the list of the fake, and I don't understand how anybody, because I went down that line. I checked out Candace Owens, checked out Joe Rogan, checked out Tim Pool, checked out, Ben Shapiro. I checked out, you name it, all those names. And they all interview each other. It's almost like an incest party. And what do we get? The same old. I can't get through 20 seconds without them saying the left and the right. And the Biden administration, this administration. And everyone's acting like, oh, look at them. Oh, she's finally saying it. Oh, you know what? Hey, the last thing Candace just said, oh, it's so based, No, they all suck. But I get it. You got nothing else better to watch. But then are you watching just for entertainment, just to fill up space, to fill up, maybe you're bored? Or does it really get you going? So it just continuously, all they're doing is plugging in to, instead of mainstream media, shout out to David Icke, where that was the first time I saw him post on Twitter, where he calls it the main alternative media. And I was like, he's all right. And what a great way to say it. I don't know how to put it into words. There you go. It's all the same thing. What do I have to do and say to get people to watch me so that I can make money? And I know we all need to make money. You don't open a restaurant and hope people hate your food, right? And you want to give the audience, you want to give the customers what they like. You want to give them a good product that they enjoy and get more people to come back. And it's a thriving business, but it's thriving because the person who's eating that food is enjoying it. It's making them happy. It's fulfilling them. It's nourishing. But just content for the sake of content, talk for the sake of talk. Yeah, we need to talk. We're social creatures. We need to listen. The radio's been around for a long time. And before the radio was the troubadours, right? If I said that right. English is my third language. Don't hang me for that. But again, when I'm here on the live stream, I'm not doing business. I'm speaking layman's terms, like if you were with me, like the way I talk to people at the grocery store or anywhere I go. I think that's so important with all this fake shit, to have somebody that talks real, simple, easy for everyone to understand, and then have the heart to mean well instead of, I need your support because, of course, I got to pay for things just like you got to pay for things. But that's not where I'm going to sell myself. Again, I've recently been finally getting some sponsor offers, but I'm still negotiating because either I don't believe in their product or the services, so I won't do it. And if I do like the product and the services, they're giving me like nothing. And I'm like, wait, you want me to make a video of your product? I got to try your product, which is cool. And if I like the product and it's all natural and it's like totally, up my alley, something that I probably would use and like, and if it works, then I no problem promoting something that's good and works and that people need and would appreciate. But then they're like, yeah, can you do all that? So try the product 2 weeks and then we'll give you $200. That's it. For one video that they can utilize 1,000 times and sell 1,000 million products. I'm like, it's not even worth my time. Like, that takes a lot of time for $200. Please. I'd rather grow my own wheat and harvest it, make my own flour. Just saying, if you feel me. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to having sponsors. Again, your donations is a sponsorship. Because without you, I don't have the technology to create my own internet and connect to a satellite and whatnot. So I got to pay somebody to give me that connection to be connected and stay connected with you. So again, so let me see, what else would I want to, well, I know. I'm kind of lagging here. I'm lagging. But yeah, 8,000 subscribers. Thank you. Again, it's not really making me more money, but it's feeding my soul, and I appreciate you. Because I definitely know it's not the boob tube doing it. It's you. And I would think a higher power at that, an energy that's out there, whether you see it or not, just like energy. You can't see energy, but here we are, right? Can't see the air, but here you're breathing. So, Yeah, I was going to get into the story about the book of Noah, about the whole tying in with the whole eclipse and the meaning of that story. But maybe I'll leave that for my locals members. But it's very interesting that this eclipse is going through Nineveh and the story of the book of Noah. Because basically, in a nutshell, Americans have been living in sin and not to be religious. When you lose morality and you are degrading our bodies, our souls, our minds, it's not positive. When everything is ruled by money and me, and separating ourselves by race and gender and all this bullshit, it creates nothing but not just debauchery, but just nothing positive. There's not one life coach out there, not one counselor that will tell you that that's actually helpful and healthy. So it's become a very unhealthy country. And it didn't happen overnight. It's been happening for decades. And now we're seeing the fruition of that seeds, those seeds that were planted all these years. And here we are. So it's time to stand up and to do better and be kinder and shop local. Support only local. Again, you cut the snake's head off, you cut the tree by its roots if you want it to stop, if you want it to die. If we all retreated and just did local and didn't consume anything from any major corporation, chain supermarkets, and we all stuck by our neighbors in our neighborhood, everybody knows our world would change like that. Just like they were able to lock us all in 2020. Imagine the opposite of that flip switch, where they get all on TV and they tell everybody, and all the content creators out there repeat the same message. Stay local, don't shop anywhere, help your neighbor, build your community, get off the internet. We're going to peace out because we're going to do the same thing. You feel me? I know. Okay. So, like somebody like Kid Rock, after what he did with the whole Bud Light thing, he was one of the first people that reacted, right, by shooting all those cans. And he turns around and goes to Joe Rogan, bloodthirsty, about, kill more Palestinians. What the? But I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. If that's not proof of how everybody's bought and sold, how can you follow any of these people? How can you listen to them? Done. They should be done. It's like if somebody cheats on you or somebody steals from you. It could be your brother. It could be your spouse. You're done. You close the door. You change the locks. It really is that simple. So let me share this. I know, right? You know. Oh, no. That's not what I want to share. Oh, this one right here. All right, check this out. So I don't know if you guys know about this guy, but I found him. How did I find this guy? Just recently, this E. Michael Jones. Who was it that posted him? I think it could have been my boy Robert Phoenix. And there was a lot of people that mentioned that when he was on the, I think, Jason Whitlock show about a month ago or so, and then Jason apparently, Whitlock, didn't really know who this person was and had him as a guest, and then whatever he was saying offended people, blah, 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 and then he actually apologized, I believe, don't quote me, but it was something like either apologized or took the video down, something like that. And usually Jason Whitlock is pretty, like, legit, on point. So, see, why can't people just stick, like, have a principle and stick by it, no matter what? May the cookie crumble where it needs to go. Stand your ground. If you don't believe in something, it's not just if you don't believe in something, you'll believe in anything. No, it's stand your ground. Stay right there. That's what makes you an awesome person, a hero, a noble person, somebody worthy of listening to. But hold on. So that's how I found this guy, E. Michael Jones. And then Stu Peters here, I guess, had him as a guest. And I saw this clip this morning. And I thought, well, that's interesting. What a different way to describe what Kid Rock did with Joe Rogan. Check this out.
How did a mass of American people get so dumbed down that they actually stop critically thinking independently on their own and just believe everything that the television tells them and does exactly what the BlackRock funded media tells them what to do?
Kid Rock is a white Negro. The people who were the Wall Street people never forgot what happened, never forgot that Michigan was the headquarters of America first, and they've been trying to destroy it ever since. And people like Eminem and Kid Rock, who else is out there? Basically, rock and roll is the vehicle to make you forget now that you don't have a decent job. Smoke dope.
Thank you,
D33. Listen to this music. Pretend you're a white Negro too, and you will end up being a slave to the oligarchs. And that's why they're promoting people like this.
Full disclosure, I was a white rapper also. But I got out of the industry when I realized how demonic and I mean, it's a cesspool for filth and degeneracy. And so the last single that I owed the record label, I gave them one called I Never Made It, which was a big middle finger to the record industry.
You gotta hear this new shit I'm on, the video's right. Dog, I've been talking to record labels, investors, promoters, and the future looks real bright for Focus.
How did...
Was that Stu Peters at the end there? Was that really him? Yo, I'll be honest with you, whether you like this guy's style or not, that's one person I would say is based and a real, true fucking rock star. You don't have to agree with everything, but he's got the balls to open his mouth and to do it in person through interviews. Oof. Okay. And then let's talk a little bit about P. Diddy. I mean, what else do you want me to really say about P. Diddy? I mean, I didn't really say much. I understand that. So, but I'm saying what everybody else has been talking about already. Like, who didn't know that he's messed up? Like, and then if you think about it, for people that I know in my own personal life that are like diehard J-Lo fans, you really think he wasn't doing this shit when he was dating J-Lo? And what did J-Lo do? I mean, we all know, like Madonna, she even admitted to, fuck her way up to the top, right? We know this shit. I've said it in many of my lives, of a lot of opportunities I've had in my life. And they would say, if you sleep with me, I'll get you that position. I'll put you there. I'll put you on this TV show, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, ew. No, like, I don't even understand how people can do this shit, but they do. Most of them do. Well, why is that? Well, I've always explained it this way. It's really as basic and almost corny to say it's called self-love. Because when you love yourself, you can't sell yourself. There's no money that could buy you. That's the beauty and the strength. It might be a weakness because everyone's like, well, I don't know, man, maybe it would be worth it, just one quick, little quickie, 20 minutes, done. When you sell your soul, you're done. It's hard to come back. Not that you can't repent, ask for forgiveness to yourself. You got to forgive yourself first. You can. But it's like a lie. One lie takes you to another lie. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever lied before and then you keep lying and lying, you realize, oh my God, that's exhausting. For people that really enjoy lying, it's exhilarating. Just like people that are generous, I'm one of those people that I feel more energized when I give than when I receive. Not that I shouldn't receive, and I'm grateful to receive, but I've had to always balance that I should feel equally as good. So I'm conscious of it, and I've worked on it throughout the years. Still working on it, because I still prefer to give than to take. But at the same time, I gotta eat, right? So I gotta take. But so my point is, the J-Lo and the P. Diddy. Like, you don't think she knew all this shit? And yet she's like America's sweetheart in a way? What? No. And then with the whole 2020, and then she got into politics, I'll never forget. I don't ever watch any of her shit because she turned me off years ago. Just like when I used to be a crazy Madonna fan, and then she turned me off years ago. And that was back like in the 90s when she started acting like she had a British accent, or the early 2000s. I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't. Just be a performer. Don't be a total fucking fake. Like, you're turning me off. It's like finding out the guy you're into, for me, that I'm heterosexual, is not what he is. It's like, okay, now that I know it was all fake, you turn me off. That's it. Sahara Desert. You're not turning me on. Like, come on. But I get it. People don't want that. They're like, no, it has to stay this way because they're my favorite. Okay. Or they have identity things about them, right? They're idols. Or they identify with them. Makes them feel like they have a place in the world. I understand that. I don't take that away. But if they're not paying your bills, if they're not really, by their content, whether it's music, whatever it is, really improving your life. Like if you're like, hey, Olga, all I listen to is J-Lo because she keeps me strong. I'd be like, okay. But I never hear that. Never. No, quite the opposite. But so here's the court documentation of P. Diddy. Number one question. Has anybody said this anywhere on the internet right now? Has anybody mentioned, is this case going to be aired publicly the way the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard went? That's what I want to know. Send me the notification. I want to fucking watch that. And I'm going to live stream it minute by minute, like every part of it. I'm not going to miss a beat because I'm going to tear it up. I don't care about who's going to win or how much proof or evidence. Oh, no. We're talking about shattering reality. Because the best way to be empowered and have a better life and a happier life is by dealing with the truth. Even if the truth hurts, it always makes you happier. It just does. Now, I'm not going to get into it, but I definitely wanted to share this because if you guys haven't seen it, matter of fact, let me, I'm going to put it in the live chat. And then after this live, I will put it in the description below. And I would love for you guys to read it. Let me know your thoughts. You know, your comments are my fuel. I do read them. I will respond. So please, after this live stream, continue to comment, ask me anything or post your comments. I want to know because I definitely went down this document. And again, people can accuse you. This is not proof of anything. But like I said, I wonder, I mean, J-Lo doesn't have anything to do with this case, but because she's such a big figure and she's been around forever, and you know, she got in the limelight, she knew how to maximize her potential by hooking up with P. Diddy. Is any of us surprised of what happened or that this came out? Even after his ex sued him and then he was like, oh, I'm innocent. And not even 40 hours later, oh, here's your $50 million. Bye-bye. Yeah, be quiet. Yeah, I ruined your career. No. The damage that guy did to her, for him to pay that money, he didn't pay it because he's like, it's going to be cheaper to pay her to get it out of get it out of the way than to actually go to court. Well, let me tell you something. No, it ain't got nothing to do with the money. It's because it's not that he's an easy target and everybody's just going after your money. No. You know. It's like, getting pulled over and then being charged with a DUI, for example, driving under the influence. And whether you pass the breathalyzer or you passed the blood test or you didn't, and all the questions in between, whether you were recklessly driving, doesn't matter. If there's enough evidence that shows that you definitely broke the law and you endangered yourself and others, you just take that slap. You just pay those fines. You go to those courses. You do what you got to do. That's what you do. Because when you know that you are not under the influence and you're charging correctly, you fight it. You fight it. You feel me? Because you need that. When you're being accused wrongfully, you defend yourself at all costs. Especially for the people that have money. They're not going to defend themselves. Okay, this is just for entertainment purposes only. Just having fun. Just having a different perspective on the conversation that everybody's having. Because honestly, every time I watch, they're all saying the same shit. Whether it's about P. Diddy, whether it's about the border, whether it's about, what's his face? I can see his face. That's funny I say, what's his face? The guy that just says that he's like gonna, peace out at 85 or whatever, 82. What's his name? With an M? Does it start with an M? Glasses? Where it's like, I'm not going to continue to full term. I'm going to be out in November. The guy couldn't even make it till yesterday. Okay? He couldn't even do till yesterday. But he's going to peace out earlier than, expected. But it's still not until November? What? What company, what organization could ever keep anybody like that around? Any restaurant, any business would have gotten rid of him a long time ago. Ooh, man. Yeah. It's time to wake up. It's really time to wake up and literally look at your neighbor and get to know them if you don't already. Get to know them real good. It's not fear. It's the way it should always been. Which is why back in the 30s or 20s and 30s, having all these Native American Indians, just anybody that had their own land. Hey, why don't you work at the factory? They'll pay you this. You have benefits. You have retirement. Give up your sovereignty. It's actually going to be good for you. We promise. We're the government. I won't even let my parents, which I love, and I think they did a pretty good job. I'm not giving them all the credit for anything positive in me, but I'll always honor them. They did the best they could. And I'm just grateful to be in existence, be a part of this fucking show, guys. This show called life. But, oh my God, I lost my thought. Oh, where was I with this? Okay, parents. Wait. So I was thanking them for what they did. Oh, yeah, the 30s. Okay. So everybody wants to have a better life. Everybody wants to get a good deal. Everybody wants to save a buck, to buy something that's worth $100 and only spend $20 for it. Of course, that's smart. It's logical. But the biggest prize and the biggest wealth is family. And I know because I'm not really close to my family. And it's not my fault. Believe me. That's another story. Maybe I can get into it on Locals or for another live stream. But it is my networks, my friendships that have carried me besides God. Well, I would say God would be number one. The Creator. His Son, Jesus, which apparently his real name isn't Jesus. Did you guys know that? Apparently it's Yeshua. So Yahweh for God and Yeshua. But again, that's another story. I really lost my thought. I think it's because I haven't done a live in a hot second. I'm really out of practice. And it's time for me to go. I was going to take a break and come back, but I think it's best I go. But did I share everything that I want to share? Oh, that's right. I wanted to talk about... Yeah, I'll get back to the whole parent thing and the P. Diddy and wherever my point was. Maybe I'll even put it in the comments later or put it on as a community post. But so Tom, a lot of you are Tom fans and have found me through my reaction videos to Tom MacDonald. So I was curious. I really, as you can see, I only watched it to this point. It's only actually 25 minutes long now that I'm looking at it. I actually assumed it was going to be like an hour. But I was just like, okay. He really went into it right away. And I thought, that's pretty interesting. What I liked the most, up until the 8th minute, 42 seconds that I watched, was that there was some stuff going on where it's been happening. It's happened to me too, but not as often. But once in a while, it's like, oh, you know, copyright shit. People are like, no, he doesn't do the copyright. No, yeah, he does. And whether it's a bot, whether it's him, whether it's his management, I don't know. And Chrissy Mayer, the comedian, had, you know, shared his last video, not the machine, the one before. By the way, I have not seen the machine yet. Again, if I get a donation, I'll do reaction to the machine. Tom, if you want me to donate, help, you know what I mean? Because just as much as you need us to help you promote yourself that you do all by yourself. Same here, honey. I'm all by myself. So I would love to do reaction video. You tell me, you send me a donation, you reach out to me, my email's in the description below. All the links that you must need or want to know about me or find me or contact me in the links in the description below. But let's see. Let's hear him out for a second.
I just dropped this new music video, The Machine, and all week I've been pushing everybody to download. And in the past few days, there's just been an exuberant, overwhelming number of people who have been saying, stop begging us to download your songs. You're so annoying. Stop begging us. Blah. This is a common theme. So I just want to address that today because nobody's begging anybody to download fucking anything.
I'm so glad to hear from you, the Rational Text. And oh, bless you. I'm so glad you're doing better. Sorry, guys, I had to pause it. That was a big deal. Oh, you know, I always care about all of you. Much love there. Oh, so glad to hear you're doing better. I didn't even know. Thank you.
The truth of the matter is, there's no record label to rely on here. I'm an independent artist. There's no record label to rely on. There's no manager or marketing team. I am the marketing team. I'm also the guy that produces the songs. I'm also the guy that writes the songs. I'm also the guy that distributes the music. I'm also the guy who performs in the music videos. I'm also the guy who designs the merch. There's nobody else to rely on here besides myself and you guys. So what some people are seeing as begging, I see as self-promotion. So if you have a fucking problem with an independent artist self-promoting his music, then I have a challenge for you. Spend every waking moment of your fucking life. Spend all of your energy. Spend all of your money. Just following me like, stop begging, here's my life on this shit. I'm the way that I've decided to it. I don't have time to download the song. What if I have no shit.
I don't know what was happening to the stream, guys, because this was a live stream. So he didn't edit this. I don't know how this is happening.
And asking my audience and my fan base to help me. That's what this whole fucking thing is about. That's why an audience is so fucking important. So I'm not going to lay in bed at night wondering what if. I'm going to do absolutely everything that I can in my power to try to the best of my ability to ensure the success of my music. I want to win. I want to beat the music industry. I just do. That's just in my soul. I want to beat the industry that's treated me and other independent artists like shit since the beginning of time. I have to fucking beat them at their own game. It's in my fucking soul. I want to fucking beat them.
That's right. See, I like this.
And just like, fuck, man, after all of the sacrifice.
So like I was saying about like how Chrissy Mayer like tagged him and she's like, yo man, why'd you like copyright strike me, this and that, like what's going on? He's like, oh, like chill out. And everyone's like, okay. There was a lot back and forth and she had a couple guests on her show and they talked about it and she posted it also on X. And basically they were like, at the end of the day, Tom does what he does because he knows it's going to get him views, aka money. So when I first saw this post today that he went on live, I think it was last night, 22 hours ago, I was thinking that maybe he might complain about that. But my gut feeling was that he was going to be talking about this last drop that he did of the machine. And obviously when he says ranting, obviously it's not going to be something positive. But I liked that he fucking told the truth. Respect. I got respect there, brother. Because I do see that, people, I'm telling you, once they get up to a certain position, they forget. But he's also young. Let's not forget this. Whether you're a younger person and you're in your early 20s, and you're like, no, Tom's great. Tom is still young. He's going to make mistakes. I mean, we all do. But when you're younger, it's like all the time. Okay? That is normal. People need to lay off. That's why this whole cancel culture also is pathetic. You're going to make mistakes. He who has no sin, may he point the first, throw the first stone. It's like, shut up. A bunch of fucking chihuahuas barking at each other, these kids. That's what it is. That's what social media has become. The majority of the users are young, under 30. Why are we making them? Just because they're the most age group of the users, we should be shutting them down. Like, hey, did you lose your pacifier? Go put a lollipop in your mouth. Shut the fuck up. Because you're clearly a child. Because adults don't behave like that. And when adults get involved with that shit, hello. Some adults never grow up. That is a fact as well.
Sacrifices that I've made. I missed my fucking sister's wedding for music. I've missed birthdays and dinners with my family and time spent with my girlfriend and time spent with my dogs after everything that I've sacrificed, everything that my girlfriend has sacrificed, everything that my family's sacrificed and my friends have sacrificed. I not only owe it to myself, I owe it to my family and my friends and the people around me and my fans and the people who rely on me, the people who I support. I owe it to these people, not only myself, to do everything that I fucking can to try and make this shit work. I don't think that's a big fucking deal. And after everything that everybody around me has sacrificed, there's no fucking way that a couple dorks on fucking line who are telling me that they're fucking annoyed and that I'm begging for down. There's no fucking way that you're going to stop this. There's not a fucking hope in hell for you. It is not going to stop. So I just want to be clear about that. My passion for making the music industry eat their fucking words, my passion for having my career be successful, my passion for taking care of my family and the people around me is far greater than any fear of annoying morons on the internet. It just
Love it.
Is. So I don't really give a shit like if you're annoyed or not. I don't even have to be fucking addressing this right now. I don't owe anybody anything. I did this by myself. I did it outside of the music industry with the help of some fucking wonderful fucking fans out there. And beyond those people, I don't have to be accountable to any fucking troll on the internet. I just don't. I don't owe.
Now we're speaking. That's what they all should be saying. Take a note. Take a note, everyone, from Tom and Donald. That point right there. Let's do it.
You this explanation now. But I'm giving it to you because in that group of trolls, I think there are people in there who truly do love me and truly do support me and maybe just don't understand what it's like on the other side of the fucking computer screen. So I'm doing my best to explain that.
They don't, Tom. They absolutely don't. If you haven't been on the other side of the screen, you don't. I don't care how many times people try to tell me stuff. It's like, I want to even screenshot whenever they're like, oh, this band never copyrights. Like, but it's happening to me. And I literally screenshot it. And I'm thinking I'm going to share it with you guys in the next video. And then I'm like, nah, I don't want to bore them. I don't want to distract them. You know, I want to give them what they want, meaning, you know, a good time. Not like the behind the scenes, the admin bullshit, you know, like, oh, here's the stats, here's the numbers. But it's sometimes I feel compelled to because of the comments that I get. It's like, what do you think is happening here?
I'm 10 years deep.
Meaning they clearly don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Sorry, guys. That's a fact. Before you open your mouth, prove it to me. Show me. Proof. Not a comment. Proof.
Into this grind. I've been addicted. I've lived on couches. I've had A&Rs from record labels all tell me that my stuff's shit and I'm never going to make it, all the way to becoming successful and having those same motherfuckers offer me deals and turn every single one of them down.
See, this is the one reason why I connect with them so profoundly, because that's me right there. I'm one of those people. We are one of a kind. Not one of a kind like we're the only people, but I'm saying we are that group of people that under no circumstances would sell our soul. Period. Even in starvation. Even when complete abandonment. So all these so-called, not just so-called, but all these top influencers, Joe Rogan, all the names that we all know, they might have followings and they might get $1 million deals, but they are not real. And they are weak. 100%. And don't even get me started, because if I interview any of them, which I hope to do very soon, you'll see. You think they're making love? Do you think their wives or husbands, whatever, are really making love to them? They really have a fulfilling life? Once you sell yourself, everything you do, every choice you make, you don't just go home and become your real self. Once you are fake, once you sell your soul, everything you do is touched by that. But everyone's so blinded by fame, views, again, idolization, celebrity status. But it's been changing because the planets are moving and there's something grander. And so we are definitely moving into the more real people are. That's where it's going, which is why Hollywood's dying, pretty much dead, and MSM and Tom is just one light coming through, proving that he actually did this today, not a year ago. Timing is everything.
For the past 6 years. Okay, so I owe it to myself, my fans, my supporters, my friends, and my family to do everything that I can possibly do in my power to ensure the success of this stuff. And right now, that's the machine. So when I'm saying, hey, man, download the machine, download the machine, download the machine, I'm just doing the only things that I know I can do to try to motivate people to help us out and get this number one. That's, I mean,
right.
I'm not trying to rub anybody
to
the wrong.
Squash the mainstream corrupt P. Diddy rapists. Oh, apparently, see, all these words that I use, I'm only finding stuff out like when I'm on a TikTok, I'm doing this. And then I see people go saying like for words of, with a K, and people start saying, oh, because they unalive themselves. I'm like, oh, that's how they're getting around the whole bot, algorithm thing. The other words like SA for you know what, right? SE, right? A salt, right? So I'm like, oh, because that's literally, I realize that although I want to be raw and uncensored, which is why on locals I don't have to do any of that shit. But I'm starting to realize it's not that, because I believe in free speech. So I'm not trying to like bend a knee for these corporations, but it is their private companies that I'm using to get to you to get to me. And if you're not even paying for a premium, like on the boob tube, you get me, right? So, all right. Okay. I'll play by your rules in a sense, but it's not that I'm going to stop saying what I want to say. I'm just going to change the words around or, use abbreviations and stuff like that. Yeah. What the fuck? Again, I forgot where I was going with that.
Wrong way. There's a lot of people have supported me for a long time, and I love you guys, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But there's some people out there who they only fuck with me when it's convenient for them. And like when I start doing stuff that they don't agree with, they go from fan to fucking hater in a second. And that's just the nature of the internet, and that's fine. And fuck, I might even piss some people off and lose some people with this, but it just is what it is. I see this criticism constantly. This is self-promotion. It's not begging anybody for anything. I'm not forcing anyone to do anything. Just by being here in this live stream or following me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, whatever the fuck it is, that's more than enough. Just being here with us is more than enough. I don't need anything else from you more than that. And I certainly don't want anybody spending their last dollar or putting themselves out, stretching themselves too thin to support me. That's not what this is about.
And that's very important. And I totally feel him. I feel the same way. If you can't afford it, don't buy me a coffee. But if you can buy me a coffee, why wouldn't you? What is wrong with everyone? It's just, we're so used to free shit. Well, guess what? The free French fries got the people with the jab. Don't get me started.
I only want people to download the song if they want to. If they want to be a part of this charge, to take #1, to beat the industry again. If you want to be part of an independent movement that is literally up against...
Exactly. You want to change the world. Aren't you sick of these people that are sucking your money and insulting you and treating you like you're less than them? And you're going and wait in line to go to their concerts or go watch their movie. What the fuck? Okay, that's it. With love and humor, I am done. I gotta go to the ladies' room. Or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Not even being sexist or anything like that. Don't give me... I love you. And I hope, God willing, and if you want me to come back, let me know, and I will be back tomorrow. And stay tuned, because I'm showing up on Locals anytime, all the time, very randomly. The link is in the description below. If you haven't smashed that like button, smash that like button. Oh, you know I'm corny like that. Come on. Why isn't this kind of energy more popular? Tell me. Why? Really? Are people allergic to real? Are people allergic to honesty? Are people allergic to energy? Empowering energy? Or so conditioned that they're like, ew, this is annoying. Why is it annoying? Maybe you should go, wait. If this is annoying to you, you should be like, let me listen longer, see what happens. Give yourself 5 or 10 minutes into it. Have some patience with everyone having the attention span of a goldfish that, by the way, was created by design by the social media people. What's up? Okay? Because it was not normal for humans to only have a 2-second attention span. So if you think you're free and so empowered, and all the people that you follow are so, oh my God, I love them. They're not forcing you to actually think and be like, again, like I said about the friend that was having trouble sleeping. How much you want to bet? I'll have a follow-up to that. I don't give advice that's not real, that doesn't work. I just don't. Like, I wouldn't tell you to, pour some soap on some leaves in your garden because you had some pest that I know the Dawn soap solution was going to kill them. I wouldn't. Why would I do that? I love you. Okay. Until next time, much love. Much, much love. Make sure to keep the conversation going in the comments. Much love. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Wish you the best. Can't wait to see you again. Click the notification bell so we don't miss each other. And I'll see you soon.